Shalom. Before we get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchak Wadash, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. All right. This is Brother Isaiah with the GMS New Orleans camp. Coming back with another lesson. I'm going to call the measured time is almost fulfilled, incoming MOTB. And we're going to start with this article from We Got This Covered, published a day ago by David James. And the header reads, "You'll hold out for a while. Silicon Valley now pushing to implant chips in your brain. Knows you'll give in eventually." All right. You might grudgingly be lining up to let Google or Apple implant a chip in your brain sooner than you think. Silicon Valley billionaires are eager to break down the boundaries between human and machine and are confident you'll let them inside your skull sooner or later. That's crazy, man. A report in a political details a TED talk in Vancouver last month where AI CEO D. Scott Phoenix laid out a vision of a world in which the chip enjoys so many advantages of the unchipped that you'll be forced to comply. Phoenix explained, "Someone you work with will get it first, and you'll hold out for a while, the way you did with the smartphone, but eventually you won't. The advantages and integration will be hard to compete with. We're on the cusp of the next major transition, the merger of humans and AI, which is also known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution." Let's leave aside the technical aspect for a moment and theorize what these advantages might be. Right now, information your mind has access to is limited to whatever you memorize or learn with smartphones and external clutch, filling in the blanks. You need to capitalize. You need the capital city of Zimbabwe. Quickly tap that info into your phone and bingo, you have the answer. But with the brain-computer interface screwed into your frontal lobe, you may just have to think. Capital Zimbabwe, the chip perform an AI-powered internet search, and hurrah, leaps into the front of your mind. It might feel as if you knew the answer all along. It's easy to see how tech like this would give those with a huge advantage in employment. Also game shows, but as you might be suspecting, there's a catch. Let's see. Silicon Valley's business model isn't based around one-off scale to individuals of devices that are built to last. For example, smartphone manufacturers, businesses models are built around planned obsolescence and customers replacing their device semi-regularly. They don't want to sell you one chip in your brain. They want to keep you on the hook for the rest of your life with a series of ever more functional chips, forcing you to pay them to maintain the same level of intelligence as those around you. You'll be malaced to them financially. Pay up or get dumber. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. But the political article points out that the real prize for tech giants might be brain data. Right now, they make money from analyzing your online habits, but soon they may capitalize on being able to know your innermost thoughts, perhaps even before you consciously aware of them yourself. As UNESCO Director General Aubrey Azoulay explained, if the data is oil of the 21st century, then brain data is the crude oil. We need to guard it more jealously. But man, we ain't gonna go no further than this. We look how, man, you see how wicked these people truly are. But the prophets of GMS, starting with our elder apostles and the men on down, been telling you, hey, the time coming where the MOTB system will be pushed upon the whole world. Now they're using the you being smarter than the next person and you being able to think of something and it instantly come in your mind to try to persuade the people to get the chip. But we all also know, thanks to Revelation 13, verses 15 through 17, that the people who don't take it, it's going to come a time where they're going to either be X'd out of society or just X'd out of life. This vision that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua gave the prophets of old, really John the Baptist, not John the Baptist, John the Revelator, Salakia, and Revelation of the MOTB is coming to pass a whole lot sooner than what we think. The Lord had this thing on the back burner waiting to come out, but now we see that time that he measured for the MOTB to be here is close at hand. And we've been warning you people that this is what's about to happen. All right. This 2nd Ezra 4:37. By measure, Salaki, by measure has he measured the time, and by number has he numbered the times. And he do not move nor stir them until said measure be fulfilled. And we're seeing that measure is being fulfilled. It's close at hand. This MOTB system is about to be pushed upon not only the citizens of Babylon, aka America, but the whole world. And like the man say, a lot of people are going to fight against it at first. But once they start cutting you out of society, as the Revelation 13 and 17 says, where you can't buy or sell, you're going to give in, like he said. A lot of you going to want to feed your kids. You're going to want to feed yourself. You're going to want to be part of society. And you're going to give in, like he said. That time is coming because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has measured the time for this thing to take place. And now you're starting to see more videos, more TikTok, things like this. Then you have the Prime Minister of England. He done already started his digital ID, saying you need that to even work. So that MOTB system is being set up very quickly. Why? Because that time has been measured out. It's almost over with. And we know that the MOTB is right around the corner. Now let's get that word measure. Because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is moving this thing very quickly. Measure refers to a standard dimension or quality used to ascertain the size. That's not the one I wanted. It was another one I seen earlier. Let's try this. A measure in the Bible can refer to literal, ancient units of volume, length, width used to trade and construct, or a metaphor concept like divine judgment, fairness, and spiritual boundness. Boundaries, Salakia. It was another one I had seen earlier that went perfect with this, but let's see. It might have been measured. That might have been the one I was looking up. Yeah, it was measured, Salakia. Measure is an adjective that primarily describes something that is carefully considered, deliberate, and restrained. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has done for the MOTB. It was restrained until that time of it needed to be fulfilled is being fulfilled. And it's no longer tarrying. It's no longer look articles here and there, maybe once every 2 years. It's not being held back. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is starting to ramp this thing up. That's why you see Trump going over there to China with tech billionaires, because they're trying to get this system off the ground. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has put it in the heat of mind to accelerate the vision of the MOTB, that it will be mandatory, that it will be pushed. That's why we're going here. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And we're getting closer and closer to that time, man. Closer and closer to the appointed time of the MOTB being pushed upon the whole world in the Archimedes sense. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. And that system, in the MOTB system, has been tarrying. But now we're at the point where it's no longer tarrying. That it's moving forward quicker and quicker. Because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it's not tarrying anymore. We seeing prophecies being fulfilled left and right. And we know the MOTB is one of the last major prophecies that gotta come to pass. And we're watching it come to pass as we speak. That the MOTB system will be pushed out throughout the world to try the whole world. And only those of the elect that will escape that great testing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to put upon the world. As you've seen the Edomite said in the article, some will hold out at first, but you'll eventually give in. And if you don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with you to protect you from that hour, from that temptation when you're starving and your kids are starving and you really want to eat and you know, damn, man, I don't want to take it, but I ain't got to. I got to. My family need to eat. If you don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua there to protect you, man, you're going to fall for that temptation. Like that man said, you're going to eventually give in because you're not going to have a choice. And it's not going to be just because somebody's smarter than you, but it's going to be because they're forcing you to do it. They're not going to just wait for people to take it anymore. They're going to get to the point when those who take it, hey, that's fine. But after that, those who don't, they're just going to force you to take it. Where you're going to either be cut out of society or even killed. All right, this is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. And what's the hour of temptation? When this MOTB system, that chip is made mandatory. The brain chip we just seen, or the RFID chip. When those things are made mandatory, when they're pushed upon you, forcing you to either get it or you can't buy or sell, you can't eat or drink, or can't even move around in society. That's the hour of temptation. But the Lord said he only going to be with those who kept the word of his patience, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And it's going to be a time where at least 95 to 99% of the world is going to take this. Everyone but the elect. If you ain't of the elect, especially in Babylon, you're going to take this chip. You're going to get the brain or the hand chip, whichever one they see fit for you to have, and you're going to ultimately be destroyed with this place. But you're not going to be able to survive that hour of temptation without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you seen that Edomite. That's why that header was there. Let's look at that again. Because he said it. Eventually you're gonna cave in. So what that sound like? Temptation. Oh yeah, you'll hold out for a while. See, you'll hold out, but he's saying eventually you're gonna give in. That's temptation. That's that hour of temptation that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is talking about here in Revelation 3 and 10. Now let me get that in another translation real quick before we move on. Just the AMP. Because you have kept my word, because you have kept the word of my endurance, my commandments to preserve, I will keep you safe from the hour of trials, the hour which is about to come on the whole inhabited world to test those who live on earth. See? Without Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man, you're not going to be saved out of this. You're going to take it. That's why that Edomite was so, and I'm pretty sure it was the Edomite that said it, because this their system that said it. You're going to hold out for a while, but then you're going to have to give in. I'm going to get this in one more translation. I want to see something. Did I pass? No, I ain't passed it up yet. All right, here we go. In the MSG. Because you kept my word in passionate patience, I will keep you safe in the time of testing that will be here soon. And we're seeing it. It's going to be here very, very soon. And like Elder Pastor said, within months, what is 6, 12, or another 24. It's going to be here very soon. And all over the earth, every man, woman, and child put to the test. You see? Everyone will be tested, man. And if you don't have Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, you won't be made safe. You won't be kept safe from this hour of testing that's about to come upon the world. All right? This is Romans 3, verses 3 and 4. For what if some did not believe, ? Shall that unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? And this is for those who said the MOTB wasn't the C-hip. Because you're going to have to explain why they pushing these brain and hand chips so heavy. Why they pushing a digital system so heavy. And if these weren't the things that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai had John see in Revelation and warn everybody about. Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sin and might overcome when thou art judged. Yeah. Which goes back into that Revelation 3 and 10. For those who believe and kept the patience, meant they got the correct breakdown and they kept it the heart like, okay, yeah, that's the MOTB. We ain't taking that. Who stood stiffly for Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, hey, you're going to be saved, man. But for those who said it's sin or sleeping with white women or what they was, political or religious sin or some kind of BS, anything but the RFID chip, anything but the brain chip. If you say anything along those lines, man, you're going off. And you're ultimately going to be destroyed. And the blood is going to be off our hands. Why? Because we make these videos to warn you of what the true MOTB is. So you won't get caught up in it. So if you're not taking heed and you're not listening and you're just going to do things yourself, you just ultimately going to be destroyed, man. And the blood is going to be off our hands. Because we did what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai asked us to do. We're going to end it here in Ezekiel 3, verse 17 through 19. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me. And that's what we're doing. We're warning you of what the true MOTB system is and not to take it. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and you will die if you take that MOTB. Going to Revelation 14, goes into those who take the mark is going to be burnt up with this place. And thou giving him not warning, nor speakest to him warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. See? We don't tell you what the true MOTB is, and we just hold back and let you take it and be destroyed. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to require that at our hand. So for a lot of you other camps who preaching differently what the apostles and elders of GMS was given to by Yahweh by Shem Shai, you're ultimately going to be destroyed because you're not wanting your congregation of what the true MOTB system is. But let's see what happens if you do warn him. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Meaning we're not going to be in trouble for this, man. We're not going to be in trouble with Yahweh by Shem Shai because Yah was the one who chose to continue to do wickedness, even after we told you that it was wrong. Even after brothers that made videos upon videos of telling Israel as a whole, hey, these chips that's coming out, whether in your hand, the hand or the forehead, the RFID chip or the Neuralink or whatever they want to call them, these things are the MOTB. Don't take it. And if you do, hey, when you be destroyed, the blood is off our hand, and we're righteous in the eyes of Yahweh by Shem Shai because we gave you proper warning, broke down what it was, and told you not to take it. But I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Shai. Shalom.